turn right? No, the other one is small. Okay. Who's on right now? How you doing this evening? Thanks for joining the show. We're doing a part 2 with Lloyd Strayhorn, Master Numerologist, part 2. Thanks for joining us. Terris Strength is on a different location right now. He had a power failure in his home, so he had to move to another location. Trying to show his dedication to the show. But thanks for joining us. We're going to get going here at 9:25, so it's not too long. But we're having Master Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. He's going to be on this evening with us again, part 2. The last show was a knockout. We had 1.4 million listeners. The phone lines were jammed up. People were getting their numbers read to find out who they are, what they should be doing in their lives, and why things aren't working out properly. And so it was a fantastic show. So they wanted to come back, and we wanted to have them back. So Master Lloyd Strayhorn is going to be on tonight again. He was on a month ago. So thanks for joining the Know Your Right show. I'll be calling in approximately at 9:25, and we get this show started. So thanks for joining us. So this guy he's done readings for Oprah, Jay-Z and Beyonce, Aaliyah, Layla Hathaway. He's done readings for everybody. And he was outstanding on our last show. So thanks for coming back. So call in. Make sure you guys dial in 516 453-9133. Make sure you dial in. Just press 1 to join the conversation, and you're able to talk to Lloyd Strayhorn. So thanks for joining us. Thank you. Good evening, Tawana. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us this evening, Tawana. So we have Master Lloyd Strayhorn. He's back on. Make sure you call in. Make sure you and your husband call in. But thanks for joining us this evening. How you doing this evening? So we had a smashing show. The last show was great. I'm on a different location. I had a power failure. The power is out in my place, so I had to move to another location. And thankfully, I had a friend that was willing to let me use her place to continue the show. So thanks for joining us on the Know Your Right show. Call in, everybody, 516-453-9133. Call in. So we about to call in 4 minutes on to Brother O's show and get this thing started. Yeah, how you doing, Tawana? Thanks for joining us. Yep. So the last show was great. So we've had a series of storms going on around here. It's been knocking out power and everything. So the power in my place was totally knocked out, so I had to relocate. Luckily, I had a friend who was able to lend me a room so that we can continue this show. So thanks for dialing in. Make sure you guys dial in. 516-453-9133. Master Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn is on tonight, so it should be good. Make sure you guys call in. Are you good? Oh, you got jokes? How are you? I'm about to go to the motherland, I see. Yes, I am. I'm about to go to the motherland. That's right. Need to go visit my mother. Smart comments. Absolutely. Yes, I am going. Alright, so we're going to dial in now, get started with this show.
Your show is scheduled to start in 4 minutes, 56 seconds. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show. You are now in the host queue.
What's going on, Belkis? How are you doing? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. Bluetooth not working. All right, so we have a master numerologist coming on. So I just logged into O&E. Brother O will be on in a couple of minutes. I had a power outage, so I had to change my location. Thanks you guys for joining. We have a master numerologist on. He was on a month ago. The show was a success. We had 1.4 million listeners. The phone lines were jammed up. People were getting their numbers read to find out, what's going on with themselves. And it was a smash. So he's coming back again tonight. So please call in, dial in as soon as possible. Dial in 516-453-9133. Dial in as soon as possible, and he'll talk to you on the show, ask for your information, and see what you can learn about yourselves. So it was a smash. Numerology is a tool that I talked about on our last dating series as another way to know who you're dealing with. These tools on the Strength Transformative Dating System. And it's one of the tools that you can use. So that's why I had the guy come on. He's world renowned. He has courses you can take on Udemy. Recently he was offering discounts on his courses on Udemy, but you can take his course and learn how to read people like a book. So he's going to be on this evening, and I'm honored to have him on a second time to help us to understand numerology at a lot deeper level. Numerology is older than astrology. I'm sure you guys are familiar with astrology. Not everyone is familiar with numerology. But it's another tool, another metaphysical tool that you can use to understand who you're dealing with and why. And also learn more about yourself, whether you're in balance or out of balance. So these are just tools that I talked about on the dating system that you can use to find out about who you're dealing with and to find out more about yourself. All right? So we should be on shortly. I'm in the queue with Brother O, and hopefully we can get started. All right, so thanks for joining us, everyone. Crazy night, but we're going to make it anyway. We're going to get through it. So we're still waiting for Brother O, so while we're here,
Blog Talk Radio.
Unmuted.
Brother O. Okay. Are you there?
On the air now.
Okay. On air, calling out of... So welcome, family. Welcome to the Know Your Right show. I'm your host, Terris Strength, broadcasting now from Lagos, Nigeria. Dial in at 516-453-9133. Press 1 to join the conversation. Brought to you by Looking Glass Entertainment, and I want to thank Brother Oladelli and the One Dynasty family for allowing me to share my story and my perspective. The topic this evening is spirituality, a new perspective. We have an evening with Master Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn, Part 2. Thanks for joining us this evening. All you need is one person for your entire life to change. One person that speaks to you with truth and love. One person who you trust, who trusts you in your guidance. One person to see you in your highest state. One person to elevate your mind, body, and soul. One person to believe that your dreams and aspirations are evolving into reality. That person needs to be you. The essence of your power comes in knowing that you are whole and complete entirely on your own. Author unknown. All right, so let's talk briefly to get this show started this evening. I want to say a couple things before we bring on Mr. Lloyd Strayhorn. So let's just want to talk about a couple of things. So let's first talk about this whole COVID situation that is still spreading to all these schools. It's a mess right now, family. We're at a crossroads right now. Sports are trying to come back. Teams are catching the cases of the viruses. They're trying to keep these seasons going, but people, athletes are getting sick. We're looking at the prospect of school starting very shortly, and we're trying to figure out how that's going to happen. We must remain vigilant. This virus is still out there. It's spiking in a lot of other cities. We're seeing an increase. I know they're feverishly trying to work on a vaccine. That's another topic for another night. But you must be diligent. You must protect yourself. You must wear your mask. You must continue to wash your hands. Okay, we are in unprecedented times. We haven't dealt with this before, and this is creating an opportunity for us to grow and change. So you must be vigilant. Please keep practicing social distancing. Make sure you wash your hands and wear a mask at all times whenever appropriate. Okay, it's crazy out here right now. Okay, it's crazy in terms of what's going on. So we got to remain vigilant. This is just very unusual times. People are still dying right now. So we must remain vigilant. Okay? So I got that out the way. So tonight we have Master Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. Him and Miss French are coming back on with us this evening. It was a great show. The last show, a lot of people called in, found out some things about themselves, sent them thinking or reflecting and seeing the patterns of learning how that they're eternal, basically. And so he's back again. Please call in. Again, you can contact me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. Videos are uploaded on YouTube. You can contact me at Terris Strength. So please contact me. Make sure you call in tonight. Again, 516-453-9133. Okay? All right. So we're trying to get started. So is Mr. Strayhorn, are you available?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thanks for joining us.
And I think I heard Ms. Kaya Prince on. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us join you. And it was a wonderful experience the last time we were on.
Yes, it was an outstanding experience.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Miss French. How's everything going with you?
Well, and yourself. That's great.
It's going great. Yes, it's going great. So I heard that you made some updates to your website and everything, and you and Mr. Strayhorn, he was marketing his program. So talk about your program very briefly, Mr. Strayhorn, if you don't mind.
Well, I've been teaching numerology for quite some time, and I've designed an online numerology course called Learn from Lloyd how to read a person like a book.
Okay.
And it's a 10-part course where you go at your own pace. You know what I'm saying? You know, some people try to get through it in a day. Some people might take a month or two. It all depends on them. But everybody has their own rhythm, their own speed.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's designed to analyze the first 5 parts of the numerology course deals with your name. Because, see, people will talk about their birthday. Well, I'm an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius 1. But then people say, well, yeah, Terrell, yeah, Lloyd, yeah, Kaya, whatever. So the first part deals with your name. It tells what makes you who you are, what's special, what attracts you. Then the second half, from chapter 6 to 10, deals with your birthday. Now, the only thing we can do about our birthday is we can fib about it. But your birthday determines your destiny, why you're here, what your best numbers are, your best days, your best months, your best years, and a host of other things too that's involved in the course. So if they want to enroll in the course, because I now have, actually we got 1,205 students registered from 45 countries around the world in 15 languages.
Wow.
So all they got to do is go to my website, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. And in fact, somebody in Nigeria has signed on from a course too.
Really?
So don't forget, this is African. Numerology is African in its origin.
Absolutely.
Yes. I got somebody in Nigeria, South Africa, other parts of the African diaspora, and all around there from Saudi Arabia to India, especially China. I mean, it's just amazing. So they go to my website to sign on. It's Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. So for the newbies, my name is spelled Lloyd-Strayhorn, Strayhorn. So it's Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. As soon as you get to the landing page, as they call it, just scroll down a little bit. You'll see me holding some of my books that they can get on Amazon.com and sign on for the course. It'll be a pleasure to have them. People write me with their questions. I answer them. And, you know, it's just a very, very nice thing. You cannot do anything in this world, Terrell, without numbers.
Absolutely.
I defy anybody. Anybody.
Absolutely. Wow. All right, so I wanted to ask you a couple of questions, and I was talking to you about this. Could you explain to me the pinnacles and what the pinnacles are and how we can use that? And if you want to use me as an example, that's okay too, but can you explain for the listening audience what are the pinnacles and how does that apply to everyone?
Well, the pinnacles, for those that don't know, is determined from the periodic highlights taken from your date of birth. In order to determine all 4 pinnacles, I need to complete birthday. So with permission, if I may use your birthday.
Yes, you may.
Which is January the 28th, 1966.
There you go.
So what happens is to determine your first pinnacle, it's a factor where you must add the month and day you're born together.
Mm-hmm.
Then to determine the second pinnacle, you must add the day you're born to the year you're born to determine that second one. And to determine the third pinnacle, you must add pinnacle number 1 to pinnacle number 2 that will give you a third one. And then finally, for the final pinnacle, that's when you add the month and the year you were born. So if you took your paper, right, and I've got it here, so people can do this. So to take the month you were born, write that down, and of course write their date and write their year. Now I synthesized it because 28 is a 1. In other words, 2 plus 8 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1. So that's 1 from the month, 1 from your day. And then I add the year, 1966, which adds up to 22, which is a 4. So in essence, I would have running across your month, the day, and the year, the 114. So to get the first one, I add the first 2 pinnacles together, the month and day. That gives me a 2. Then I get the second pinnacle by adding the month you were born the day you were born to the year you were born. So 1 plus 4 is 5. And then I get the third pinnacle by adding the first and second together. So 2 plus 5 is 7. That's your third pinnacle. And then your final pinnacle is adding the month you were born to the year you were born, which adds up to a 5. Now, what happens is Kaya French's website, she has a special section on the pinnacles.
Oh, okay.
She shows you how to analyze it, and then it will tell you what years were important to you. So you have what is called a fixed destiny. What that simply means, when I took the month, the day, and the year you were born, It factored out to a 6. So it tells me symbolically you're in the 6th grade in the school of life, because the birthday is like the pupil, what you're here to learn, what you're here to master.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of times when we go through crisis or when we hit the wall or things hit the fan, that's where the determination comes in. But during the course of life, there are different phases that we go through, and these phases are called pinnacles. So it tells me that the first phase you went through involved being in a state of transition, strongly female influence, because 1 and 1 is 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells me, and this occurred up until your 30th birthday. Then I look at the next pinnacle, which tells me after your 30th birthday, from 34 to 39, you went through changes. Either you travel a lot, or there were frequent changes occurring every couple of years during that cycle, opportunities to expand, to grow. You may have been involved in business, science, commerce, communication.
Business. Yep.
And then when I looked at your third pinnacle, that went from your 40th birthday, hold on, that's 39, that went from there to your 48th birthday. So during your 48th birthday, you were in a 7th cycle. So between your 40th birthday through 48, that's when you went through this self-discovery, this spirituality, this coming into your own, things of that nature. And then from your 48th birthday up until your 52nd birthday that you're in right now, you're kind of back where you started around the year of 1997, 98. It's almost like you're going full circle to a degree. So with it has come a lot of opportunities to travel, to make changes, to promote yourself, brand yourself, develop at this time better communication skills in your head during your second cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a host of other things, because it also tells me the kind of people that was in your life. And so, for example, right now with the most recent pinnacle you're in, which is at the top, it tells me Geminis will be involved in your life, Virgos, minor way Aquarians, and especially people born on the 5th or 14th or the 23rd of any month, for example.
Okay.
It tells a lot. It tells a whole lot.
Wow. Now, can
if you go to Miss French's website, she really breaks it down further.
Okay, so we're going to go to her website. I'll make sure I post that on Facebook and Instagram in terms of her website, okay? So
Good.
now the pinnacles can't be changed because we pick those numbers before we came back here? Did we choose those numbers before we came back here?
Well, supposedly, there's a lot of theories. For example, one theory goes that the child, you and I, whoever we were born to, that the child picks the parents. I have some disagreements, especially parents that are abusive to children. I would not like to think I would come back or recycle myself to come back to parents that would mess with me psychologically, abuse me physically, mistreat me, or things like that. So, but there are theories about this reincarnation and coming back, so that's the theory. But I do know this, though, Terrell, that the name you carry also reflects the birthday or the zodiac sign of one of the parents who probably named you, which is a whole fascinating thing in and of itself.
That is.
The point is that, why are some people born in a family where they get a lot of love and attention, they wind up being knuckleheads in life, and then why you have some people born in a family where there's poverty, restrictions, the worst of it, and they become rising stars on this planet.
Right.
So it all depends on, I guess, the numbers in our lives and things like that. So it's a very fascinating thing, which is why we never get tired of doing this.
Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. So that's very interesting. All right. So let me talk to the family. So make sure you call in 516-453-9133. Looking Glass Entertainment. Or call in on the Know Your Right show. I'm your host, Terris Strength. We have Master Numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn and Miss Kaya French on tonight to read your numbers. So call in, find out what's going on with you, find out where you should be going. This guy knows a lot about this. He's done famous people. He's done many, many people. And he's done me, so,
And in fact, when people call, we can also do their pinnacles for their own satisfaction, like we did yours. I'm sure people are curious about what pinnacle cycles they're in. So Kai and I will assist them in whatever else they want to know, if it's other than pinnacles, of course.
Okay. All right. So that's good. So phone lines are calm right now, so I guess we can talk some more. So what else would you want people to know about numerology, Mr. Strayhorn, while we get people to call in?
Well, what I would like them to know, one of the things that get over the years that we go through this is, does this go against the laws of God or religion, etc.? I've encountered 3 major religious bodies that have serious problems with what I do, who will remain nameless at this point. But what I try to do is explain in a way that makes common sense. At least that's my objective, because that's how numbers work.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense that religion is about a belief. This is why people go to wars, from the Crusades to the Christians and the Muslims to the Catholics and the Protestants in Ireland to the Hindus and Muslims in India. But what happens is astrology and numerology are sciences. There's a totally different ballpark. Then I go to explain that with religion, although it's a belief system, if one was to pull out their Bible and go to the Old Testament and go to the 4th book, the 4th book, Terrell, is called the Book of Numbers.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't write the Bible, okay? So when I tell people that the Bible is a numerology book, they get upset with me. But let somebody go to church this Sunday and if they don't see on the bulletin board at the church a certain passage that's by the chapter number and the verse number. The numbers guide you where to find sections of the Bible that you need for encouragement, inspiration, direction, hope, and other things that you're dealing with, okay? So the Bible is a numerology book. You cannot get through that Bible from the Old Testament to the New Testament, from Genesis to Revelation. It's all got number passages in it. So in the 4th book of Moses, it's told that God instructed Moses on the 2nd day of the 2nd month to name the armies by their name and their code. I did not write this. Now, you know there's supposed to be the 12 disciples, like the 12 months of the year, and the 12 tribes of Israel. So if you go further into the description of the book of Numbers in the Old Testament, all the tribes are given their respective numbers. They're all assigned, but they have to read it. And then even when you go to the far end of the Bible, in the New Testament, under Revelation, they say, for this is the mark of man, is the number of the beast, and the number is 666. But further down in that same chapter of Revelation is a more cryptic description of Christ, whose symbol is 888. So, so they get upset with me, but I tell them like this. You and I are Aquarians, my friend.
Yep.
You pull out a book. I defy anyone to pull out a book of history since man walked the earth or since, Adam and Eve, where there's been a war fought in the name of the sign of Aquarius, or fought in the name of Capricorn, or fought in the name of Cancer. Now we're in the sign of Leo. Name me a war fought in the zodiac in the name of a zodiac sign. I defy you. You can't. Name me a war fought in the name of the number 1. That's your number. Or the number 7. That's Ty and I's number. Okay? You cannot. So what we do is scientific. And what the belief is, and it's a belief. Well, my God is better than your God. So what do? We go to blows. We bomb each other, the kingdom come. And yet one of the greatest tenets in almost all the religious factors of the world is thou shalt not kill. Yet That's the first thing we do in the name of God. So I would rather do my numerology because at least it don't kill nobody.
Exactly.
My astrology because it don't kill nobody. And that's my argument. Then they really don't like me, Terrell.
Okay. Exactly. Wow, I never heard it broken down like that before in terms of the scriptures and the Bible. And you even have the book of Numbers, right?
Yeah. The Old Testament, the 4th book is called the Book of Numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And it put it right there. And everything in there from God being instructed by Moses to name on the 2nd month, the 2nd day, the armies by their name and their pole, as it's called. And it goes on. Jesus wandered in the desert for 40 days, 40 nights. Moses was in the ark with his wife and family for 40 days and 40 nights.
Mm-hmm.
Moses was up in the mountains getting the instructions from God for 40 days and 40 nights. And don't they say life begins at 40? So there's a lot of things cryptically in the Bible, but what we do is scientific in its base.
Right. That's deep. That's deep. All right, family. So there you have it. The the little rant from Lloyd Strayhorn, breaking down numerology, breaking down his biblical, breaking down his rant and everything. Call in, family. This is O&E. Call in 516-453-9133. Come and get your numbers read. Press 1 to join the conversation. Master Numerologist and his assistant, Miss Kaya French, are here to give you your readings and let you know what's going on with you, how you need to be looking at what's going on in your life and where things could potentially be going on the Know Your Right show. All right? All right. So, wow, that was pretty deep. So, we're in election year. Is there any significance to that?
I'm sorry. Get closer to the mic, please. You're fading in and out.
Okay.
Get closer to the mic.
Can you hear me now? Better? Is that better?
Whatever you did is to get close to the mic. We're getting you fading in and out. We'll make sure that everyone hears you.
Okay. Does that sound better now? I'll speak louder.
It's no person. Yeah, you're fading. I want to make sure. Before we do that, guys, as Terris gets his mic straight, of course, all the folks out there, please call in to Lloyd and Kaya tonight, hosted by Terris Strength. And, of course, again, 513. I'm losing my mind. 516-453-9133. You can call in. Of course, all you got to do is press 1 to join the conversation brought to you by Looking Glass Entertainment. Okay, let's try it again, Terris.
All right. Coming through the speaker. Does that sound better?
Yeah, it's doable. Okay, continue.
Okay. All right. So, as I was saying, we're in an election year right now. And so, are there any significance? I mean, we're in 2020. You know what's been going on, Mr. Strayhorn, with this country and everything. What are the significance with numbers in terms of what's going on right now or what's going to happen in the near future or whatever? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, this year, 2020, is the year of the 4. In other words, this is a 4 universal year.
Okay.
How did I determine it? Simple. I took 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0, that equals 4.
Mm-hmm.
And when I use the word universal year, it means just that every single one of us that lives and breathes and walks this planet is undergoing this 4 influence, all right?
Okay.
4, and I wrote at the beginning of the year that this 4 personal year is a year where winners become losers and losers become winners. That this is a year that tends to turn things around for the less fortunate, the down and out, the despised, the homeless, things like that. Because 4 has that kind of energy where it reaches out to the down and out, so to speak. 4 rules the sign of Aquarius, which is one sign that will do well. Also the sign of Leo and Gemini. In a minor way, Capricorn, because of the close relationship. But these 3 signs, especially Aquarius, our sign, Sorrel, along with Leo, especially Gemini, will do well. Or if the person is born on the 1st or the 4th, the 10th or the 13th, the 19th or the 22nd, or the 28th like you, or the 31st of any month. Because each of those dates added up to either a 1 or a 4. So when you take 13, 1 plus 3 is 4. And when you take 10, for example, 1 plus 0 is 1. So people who have those, we will be more the beneficiaries of the year. So I would say that if you look at your affairs, things started really developing and prospering in some way, shape, or form somewhere back in the fall of last year, around late September and October. And as we moved out of 2019, going into 2020, and especially after your birthday, that's when things took shape. And you, this year, you happen to be in a romance and finance cycle. This is a cycle that Ty and I call the personal year cycle. If you want to know what your personal year is, you take the month and day you were born, but instead of adding the year you were born, you take the year you are presently in. This way, if somebody had a great year and they want to know what cycle, if they can recall that year, they take the month and day they were born and then that year in particular. So, for example, I know a year that should have been very important to you. I'll go back to the year 1993, 2000, 2009, things like that. All of those should have been important in some way, shape, or form to you. because in those years you were in a 4 personal year, which is one of your key numbers. And in that year, you got yourself structured, got yourself organized. Well, every single one of us goes through this. But in your case, this year for 2020, fast forwarding to the present, when I take the month and day you're born, January the 28th, added to the present year, 2020, you're in a 6 personal year. We call this the romance and finance cycle. Okay? There are normally 3 doors that you enter when you approach this year. Door number 1, if you don't have anybody, normally you will meet somebody before it's all over. Door number 2, if you're with somebody and if you listen closely to the language, it speaks of more words of commitment, like let's say more exclusively, maybe we need to share some space together, you know. But if it's door number 3 where you enter this year and somebody's been working your nerves, probably by now that relationship has gone south.
Right.
Moving into a home, moving out of a home, getting involved in a weight loss exercise program, some compensation. So some of these things, it's a property cycle, it's a pregnancy cycle, you know. So you might be told you're a godfather or a grandfather, or you know somebody, a close friend who's is going to have a baby or whatever the case is. So all of these things, you're paying more attention probably to your weight, your exercising, things of that nature, and especially with your eyes, because your birthday suggests sensitivities with the eyes, particularly more the right eye than the left eye if you go to your doctor. That's the one that's a little bit astigmatic or sensitive to bright sunlight. Or on a bright sunny day, you walk around looking like Ray Charles. Who knows?
No,
you know?
that's
So
actually true.
That kind of energy.
Okay. Wow,
And it's a cycle where you make adjustments. Everybody goes through a cycle. Every single one of us. No one is left out. That's how the Creator's blessed it. There are no exceptions. Once you know your birthday, your month and day, you add it to the year. So if you had a year that really, really gave you problems, okay, then all you have to do is say what that year is, and when it comes again, if you're going through that cycle, you know that you approach it more with a more cautionary way. Then once Kai and I have that information, we can then determine your lucky numbers. In your case, Terrell, it's the 1, the 4, and the 9. We can thus determine your best days, which is in your case always Sunday and Tuesday as a rule. And if I'm not mistaken, today is a Tuesday, okay? And today is a 4. So it's one of your numbers. So this should have been a pretty interesting day for you.
It has been.
Leo is one of your months. August is one of your months. Okay, that's a check. Today is a Tuesday. That's another check. And today is the 4th, President Obama's birthday. Okay?
Okay.
So that means that late last night through today, it should have been pretty good. Things should have been flowing. No strain, no drama. You know what I'm saying? Things pretty much going the way you had planned it to go, for the most part.
Okay. All right, Mr. Strayhorn, we got a caller in the queue, I believe. Caller 1 in the queue. Who am I speaking with?
Okay.
You on the Terris Strength show?
Yes, this is Tawana.
Oh, okay. Hey, Tawana.
Oh, Tawana, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Excellent show. Excellent information. I'm actually really excited to have a reading. I'm actually 813, so it was interesting that you even mentioned that number.
Yep. So, Kai, you want to be next? Ladies first, as they say.
Okay, well, what's your name again?
Tawana.
So Tawana, you are currently you're currently going in a 7 personal year right now. So this year is more about some inner soul searching, trying to find your way, maneuver around maybe partnerships, relationships, or maybe they're not stable, but they're functioning right now. And you trying to put all the pieces and puzzles together in the puzzle to find out where you want to go in your life. So the best thing for you this year is to envision what you would like to occur this year, and see it, feel it, hold it, and see if you can just make those things happen. So write down, keep a plan, keep a notebook, keep a journal of what you want things to do, and get into some water. So I would say take more baths would be a good thing, because we can't go in the pool right now to release the physical workout energy. So I would say get in the tub, and you can act like you're going swimming. Hold your breath for a couple of minutes and put the energy out there that you want to occur, want to happen. And also to get rid of some of that debris, that energy that's been on you this year. There's been some people a little bit negative around you, but you've been keeping your composure by not letting it interfere with your energy. So I would just say, don't worry about anything. If you have, just think about the things you want to happen and let it go, because everything will come into place once you just decide on what it is that you want to do.
Okay, great. That's actually right on point.
Thank you.
Oh, and by the way, let me add my, as they say, 2 cents to it, with a birthday coming up. Your key numbers are always the 4, the 1, and the 5. Have the same numbers in the same identical order as the most famous president this nation has ever had, with its President Barack Hussein Obama. And so your numbers are the 4, 1, and 5, which means your best days are always on a Sunday, a Monday, and a Wednesday. These are your days to pick your battles more than anything else. Then there are dates in any month that's favorable, such as the 1st, the 4th, the 5th of the month, the 10th, the 13th, the 14th of the month, the 19th, the 22nd, 23rd, 28th, and 31st of the month. And speaking of the months, your best months normally come in and around the months of February, June, July, August, and September. Now, when I say that, to say, well, what month was your mom born? She could have been born in one of those months or on one of those dates, or your dad, or your mate, or your children, or when you got that job, or when you found that car, or when you got married. You will find that certain months will just pop out. So if you take, for example, Barack Obama, at the same identical numbers, his first daughter was born in July and on the 4th of all things. So that's one of his months and numbers. And his second daughter was born in June, which is his month again, on the 10th, which is one of his numbers, because 1 + 0 is 1. And you will find your pattern will be like that similarly. The only thing about 4 people is they tend to be misunderstood initially. But if I had to hang a motto over your door, it would be simply said, to know you is to love you.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty true.
That's pretty much correct.
That's pretty true, actually. Is that satisfactory for you, Tawana?
Okay, thank you.
But I'm impressed. So yeah, okay. I thank you guys
And then
for the
later
reading.
on, Tawana, visit our respective websites. Hers is KayaFrench.com, KYAFRENCH.com, and mine is Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. So you can learn more from my perspective, more from her perspective. So this way you get a total picture of you. Because every single person walking this planet is divinely special as far as I'm concerned. The point is how to find your specialness. So we have these sites to help you figure that out.
Okay, I definitely will do that.
Okay, and happy birthday coming up in 9 days.
Okay. Happy birthday.
He's saying happy birthday. I guess she's gone. All right. I guess she's gone.
At least so.
All right. I think we have a caller 2 in the queue. Caller 2. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, peace, and abundant divine blessings. You listen to the Magic Man. How you doing tonight, sir?
How you doing, Brother Hooney?
Peace, Magic Man.
Peace,
What's up,
Magic
buddy?
Man.
Look at you. Look how popular you are.
Welcome back. Hey, look, y'all don't want me to start singing that old 1970 show theme song.
Oh, go ahead and do it.
I'll get it in after I did the last time.
Go on and give it to
Hey, I
us.
really love y'all's energy. I'm going to tell you what, I just had a feeling that tonight was going to be a great night. For love of my brother, Mr. Terris Strength, I can't thank you enough for being at the head of the round table on last week's show, man.
That was an honor. That was an honor, Hooney.
Just like I had a feeling back then, I had a feeling that you wasn't going to do it. Like I said, I'm sitting here in the audience with my broom. And I want to say to you, yeah, a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. It's a little inside joke,
Absolutely.
man. But, the 76ers finally got that championship with Dr. J, man, and I feel that same excitement when I think about my brother and what he have did for O&E Dynasty and what he's doing for all of us. And on that note, I'd like to say congratulations, Terris, the comic strength on your O&E syndication station all-time connection record. Now get this, y'all keep talking about the number 5. This is the 23rd. 2 + 3 is 5. All-time, 22nd consecutive. There go that 4, 2 + 2. tied for the first in the category of the International Internet Radio Hall of Fame broadcaster nominee. That guy that called himself a Hoonie Bakatoon, a.k.a. the Magic Man. What can I say about that, man? I'm so proud of you, man. I love you. You're my brother.
Thank
Wish
you.
you nothing but, continuous success, man. And I'm still looking forward to even hearing even more from your special guest.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, Terris, Magic Man, let's have some fun with you if you don't mind. Would you like to share your birthday with us?
Oh, yeah, sure. That my birthday is that's October 05, 1967.
Oh, you're born the same day as singer. Okay. Kaya, you first. He's October 5th.
So he's a Libra. So this particular year for you is about a brand new feeling, a brand new, like you almost feel like you're being rebirth of a new agenda here, where you're meeting new people, new opportunities are coming your way. You're closing some doors. So you should have closed the doors last year or September because, all that negative or all that unpopular or things that are habits or people, places, or things that no longer serve a purpose anymore in your life. You're ready to get rid of those things and step forward into your next journey and fulfill the things that you desire, what you're passionate about, what you want to do. So this year is like, I'm looking out for me. I'm going in this direction, and nobody's telling me what I can do or cannot do because I'm going this way. And you're always the person that always finds the answer to your problems within minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or even by the 5th hour of the day. You know how to get your things going. So it's why you probably call yourself the Magic Man, because you don't wait for nobody else to help you out. You do it all by yourself. And you are a good problem solver when it comes to solving people's issues and problems in your own. So if everybody else looking crazy or just come bobble, you be the only person that got common sense to get the job done. And sometimes it's like my way or the highway kind of thing. But you like to follow your own accord from time to time.
And I'd like to add my 2 cents, Magic Man, okay? You are an air sign with an air number, which means your mind is always in active mode. Even when you're going to sleep, you're thinking. Even when you're waking up, you're thinking. And if there's an exciting day the following day, you'll stay up half the night, even in bed, mentally figuring out your next move, how it's going to be done, this, that, and the other. Your birthday does suggest you were out on your own between your 19th and 22nd birthday. You've never taken orders well. And the secret in any relationship that you've kept a lady with is she learns to let you go. Don't be clocking about where you're going, why you're going. At first, it's cute. Every day, no. It don't work like that. You work well under pressure. You are multifaceted, multi-talented, multidimensional. So you got a lot of skill sets. And the beauty of your birthday is you have the ability to take one job you just left and transfer some of those skill sets into the new job you just signed on to. And this is your year where she says it's about doing you, where it's about not what your lady wants, your kids want, your folks want, but what Magic Man wants for Magic Man. And by the way, your name suggests the name you use suggests like your birthday. You don't look your age. So you were born in 1967, but you could say you were born in 1976, 1980, and nobody's going to be too much a hard way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely amazing. Like last time, y'all are just 2 confirmations if I ever heard one. And what's so unique, as I mentioned last time, I had my own, spiritual rebirth that took place again on June 13th, 1985. So that's why, I guess you could say I changed. At times I look like an old man, and at times I look like a big old bald head, fat-faced guy looking like a cross between Bookman, the janitor, and Sweet Daddy Grace and Good John. So, I mean, it's really, really weird. But thank you so much. Love y'all.
And thank you, Magic Man. Thank you for sharing and letting us have fun with you. And have a blessed and safe day too, buddy.
Thanks, Magic Man. All right, so we have I believe we have a caller 3 in the queue. Caller 3, who am I speaking with?
Good evening. This is Precious, the Untitled Poet Patterson.
Hey, how are you doing, Miss Patterson?
Good evening, Miss Precious. How are you?
Pretty good. And you know what? I was just planning to listen until Magic said his birthday, which is the same as my dad's.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I found that interesting. So all that multifaceted and all that and anything. That's how my dad was.
Wow.
So yeah, a lot of my skills that I have, I
Right.
got from his multiplicity.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You
like
know,
on,
in the movie that
on
came
the
out
numbers
several
thing,
years ago. Yes, what's your
what came
birthday,
out several years
Precious?
ago?
Not the
Say that
same
again?
time.
No, I was gonna say a couple of years ago in the movie Hidden Figures, where they talked about the black women that were responsible for sending John Glenn into space. Okay, that it's very, very interesting how things work. But be that as it may, and there was a scene where she said the numbers don't lie. They are. Numbers are scientific. So a 2 plus 2 is going to be a 4. Now, you can argue about it all day long, but when you finally settle down and get up off the chair you've been on, 2 plus 2 is still going to be 4. What month and day are you born, Precious, so we can have some fun with you?
Fine, we'll do this. That's not what I called for, but you know what? I always tell people like this. I'm not a numerologist, but I'm not going to deny the facts of what the numbers say. But the numbers are never more important than the spiritual lead. But I know,
Thank you.
But I know the significance of the numbers. 1127.
So do you have a question?
1127?
But yeah, I want to hear 112773. And it's
Well,
always lined up with my jobs and stuff too. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, you are a woman. You're a woman of many, many talents. Okay, you can draw, you can color, you can sketch, you can sew, you can cook, you can clean. Matter of fact, your food tastes very good. I'm quite sure you know how to cook with fire. And you very at times you always been studying or staying in studies or learn about religion or other philosophies and things like that. So you always stay in higher learn to educate yourself. You never look your age at all. You're very like a sisterly, like the auntie in the family or the auntie to your neighbors or even to your cousins and things like that. Like, this is auntie right here. You don't mess with her. At times you can have a very up and down kind of temperature, but when you bring it all in and do your move style, you feel a little better. And I would just say for you, for your relationship that you have been through, that you learned a lot from those past experience. That hopefully that when you get married, that you found your soulmate.
I think she is married. I think.
Yeah, we're a very interesting couple.
And let me put my little 2 cents in.
Yeah, my husband. Yeah, we're a good match, 94% of the time. So I think that's pretty good.
Well, that beats most people. But Precious, and from my perspective, you are a fire sign with a fire number, which symbolically means you are a woman of action. So where somebody just sit around and talk about it, you look at them and say, okay, now what we going to do? Okay, you're born the same day as Robin Gibbons, Jimi Hendrix, Bruce Lee, and a couple other people. You've always gotten along better with the males than the females. So, like the other Sagittarius moms, Mabley, she said the only thing a woman could do for her is bring her a man. Well, that's been pretty much your thing, too. Because you try to get along with the sisters, but when a man come on the scene, they kind of cluster more or give you some funny eyes and stuff. But you've always been very truthful. You've always been very forthright. You've always laid your cards on the table and told it like it is. Your most important numbers are the 9, the 3, and the 6. Your best days are always on a Tuesday, first like today, and Thursday and Friday. And you're blessed with 6 months, just like your dad. But your months are March, April, and May, October, November, December. And like Brother Terrell, you're in a 6th personal year. So this is the year that you and your husband sit your 94% on point. I wouldn't be surprised if y'all aren't celebrating a honeymoon of some kind. It also tells me from your birthday that your husband may have had a background and career where he either wore a uniform or handled tools, machines, or instruments, whether it's the military, whether it's law enforcement, whether sanitation, bus driver, whatever the case is. And you don't take orders well, and you tell it the way you see it. So you sleep good at night. You don't lose anything over holding back. That's one thing for sure.
Yeah. Also a romance cycle. For you
She's in a romance and finance cycle, and blue should be your lucky color this year. From the lightest to the darkest, wear blue.
Blue. You know what's funny? Actually, a lot of my blue has started to go out on me this year. Like, I've had it so long.
So you've been wearing
well,
red and pink and purple?
Red's been my colors like for the past. How old is my youngest? I guess red's been my color for the past 7 to 10 years. Before that, it was green.
Well, 9 rules red. 9 rules the color red. So that makes sense to me. Your husband, his background, what was his background? Was he in law enforcement, military, construction, carpenter, handled tools, machines,
former
instruments,
military.
anything like that?
Former military.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's my point.
he was a ranger. He was a war vet.
Yeah. You got to have a
Well,
word on
Precious,
your team.
thank you for letting us get in your business, and I'm excited for you. I wish you the best. You and your husband and family, you'll all be safe. And let us use a little common sense out here where some people think everything is hunky-dory because they can't see it. But you don't want to wind up on those ventilators and say, oh, I got it, okay? You take good care of yourself.
Oh, we definitely will. And you guys can also check us out when we're back on the air in 4 weeks. Not tomorrow, but in 4 weeks, the opinion. So.
Okay, so let us know.
Precious, tell us about your show.
It'll be a pleasure to tune in at that time.
Precious, tell everybody about your show and what time. She still there?
The Opinion with me and my husband, Peter the Punisher Patterson.
Yeah.
My poetry and his rants are kind of medley themselves together. You never know what you're going to get, but it's always a beautiful blend, whether it's high, low, or in between. And sometimes all of the above.
May I ask your husband's birthday a second, Precious? What's your husband's birthday?
5/28/69.
5/28/69. So he's a Gemini 1 person. So his numbers are the 1, 4, and 5, and it tells me he doesn't take orders well. And at fact, if anybody don't want to hear the truth, they shouldn't come to a number 1 person. That's your husband. Nor should they come to a number 9 person. That's you. So I thought between you and your husband, when people step, they got to step correct. Because if they half step, they're going to get it either from him or you. It makes no difference.
True. That's true.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And you have a blessed day and a safe one, too.
You too.
Okay, wow.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. I think we have a caller 4 in the queue. Caller 4, who am I speaking with? You on the Terris Strength show?
Hey, good evening, Brother Terris. This is Brother Baruti Mariaman.
Brother Baruti, how are you doing?
Hey, brother, good evening. How are you, sir?
Brother, how are you?
Doing well. Thanks, and of course, hello to both your special guests. I want to thank you all for allowing yourselves to be used by the universe as mightily as you are to give direction and guidance to
I like how you
all
put
the
that.
citizens of
That's
the
a
universe.
nice approach. I like how you put that. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you. And congratulations to you, my brother Terris. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. Keep rising.
Thank you, Brother Baruti. Thank you very much for that kind words.
You're welcome.
Sir, would you like to share your birthday with us, with Kaya and I?
Sure.
And do you have a question?
Absolutely. It's no, I'll share my birthday. It's March 10th, 1963.
Wow. You know what's interesting? Almost every caller has very powerful numbers of 1s or 9s. I think that's interesting. And you are no exception. Kaya, would you like to go first? Ladies first, as they say.
Well, for him, this is a particular year for him that he is on a mission. He's on a journey. He has a vision that he wants to fulfill. Now, it may not be, things may be moving a little bit slow, so it's like you have to get all your team members together. If you want to be in business, any kind of legal matters, or people you want to be involved with, mainly could be women of the opposite sex. So it can be Cancer, Pisces, and minor weight Taurus that's involved in your affairs right now. And it's something about, you have this big plan that you want to fulfill, but you have to make sure that everybody is on board. And so you're doing these, you're kind of going back at all your past scenarios and see how things have worked out for you, so you don't make those same mistakes this particular year. So you kind of just want to push the envelope a little bit more this year. surrounding yourself with positive energy people, maybe even being more enlightening with reading some resources of higher level information, or getting maybe going through some gurus, or getting to know other different religions, or just have an open mind, an open thing, and having an open ear this particular year, because last year was about maybe a change for you, maybe it's in your relationship, your career, that you wanted to either do a sabbatical leave or do something very different, where this is particular month, you just really going full throttle with it right now.
And putting my little flavor into the equation, sir, you are a Pisces 1 person, which means you are a water sign with a fire number. And astrologically, Pisces, your sign, is referred to as a psychic sign in the zodiac anyway. So the water element adds that intuitive, I don't know where I'm getting this feeling from, but more than likely on point. Your birthday suggests that coming up as a child, you may have been equally influenced by a third party like a grandmother or grandfather, in addition to your parents in and of themselves, or a third party of some sort. It also indicates you've always been independent, so as a child you may have thought about going into law, medicine, or science. You don't take orders well, sir. So I know you either run your own business, been a manager, supervisor, director, but taking orders well don't sit well with you. I can tell you that, because you've always wanted to be number one. Health-wise, it tells me that either you wear glasses or have sensitivities with your eyes, particularly your right eye more than your left eye. Over and above that, you might have had episodes of what they thought as a child of heart palpitations, irregular blood circulation, or heart murmur, things of that nature. And every now and then some concerns with the lower back, followed by some concerns with the hip, thigh, and feet more to the right side of the body than the left. But this is your power year, the year to make your move today, to kick it in the butt, to aim for the sun, even though you only hit the moon, but think big, my brother. And in fact, you've been doing a lot of growing up, too, and thus reconnecting with your past in some way, shape, or form.
I would add to reflect. If you wanted to reflect, go in their water, or when you're in the shower, those ideas that come to your mind, work those down, even when you're washing your hands and washing dishes.
Outstanding. Wow, amazing. Amazing. I appreciate it sincerely. I really, really do.
Much appreciated.
Thank you for those confirmations.
By the way, your lucky numbers are 1, 4, and 3. 1, 4, and 3 are your lucky numbers. And Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursdays are always your best days out the bunch. STT. Sunday, Tuesday, like today, and Thursday.
Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
I like that.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you both so much.
Brother Baruti, tell us about your show.
Have a blessed day and a safe one, too.
Brother Baruti, tell us about when you... Brother Baruti, tell us about when your show is.
Yes. My show is called Let's Talk. And if I'm not mistaken, I am scheduled to be on the air next Wednesday. So next Wednesday at 9:30, let's talk.
Okay.
Thank you.
I like that.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Baruti.
Have a blessed day, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. I believe we have a caller 5 in the queue. Caller 5. Who am I speaking with? Caller 5.
All right, we're going to take on caller number 5 and let him go on down and get another caller in. Caller number 6, you're on line right now with Terris Strength and Know Your Rights with Kaya and Lloyd.
Strayhorn. Yep. Man, who am I speaking with?
Introduction. Thank you, man.
Yes. Who am I speaking with? Hello, caller number 6.
Thank you. Pull up mute now. Caller. Okay, we're going to bring them back on at that time. So we'll bring on another caller at that time. Just do me a favor, caller. Just press 1 and then press 1 again, so that way we know you're ready to talk. All right, caller number 6. You're on the line right now with Terris Strength and Know Your Rights with Kaya and Lloyd.
Hi, my brother Terrence.
Yes. How you doing?
Hi. All right, this is Sister Bessie. You knew I was going to call in.
I did. Talk to me.
Yes. Great show. I wanted to ask your guest, do they see any difficulties for me in the rest of the year?
Okay.
But we have
Can we have your birthday, please, Betsy?
Yes, May 19th.
Okay.
19. What year?
All right. You're born the same day as one of my idols, Minister Malcolm X. Okay. Kaya, would you like to go first?
Let me see. What year were you born? I want to see something. I want to go a little deeper.
56.
Yes, he's an astrologist.
1956.
Okay. Well, you can go ahead.
Well, while she's doing that, I can go first if you want to, Kaya.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bessie, from your birthday, you were always a smart child. Your birthday suggests you woke actually before you were 1 year old. If you talk to any living relatives or associates that know you then, you've always been headstrong because you are a fixed sign with a fixed number. You've always known what you wanted out of life and would always speak your truth. You grew up very, very fast. You have always either had some form of authority over others, either by way of manager, supervisor, director, preferably, though, running your own shop, because that's how you roll. In addition to being attracted to, coming up as a child, to law, medicine, or science, you've always had this entrepreneurial spirit where you've always wanted to determine your own fate, determine your own destiny, and carve out what you feel is best for you. This particular year, you're in a one personal year. How I did it was I took May the 19th, added to 2020, and backed it out to a 1. The fact that your personal year is matching your date of birth tells me that back last year, it was about some endings, about some letting go, and only after late September, October, coming into the balance of this year that we're in right now, did you think about really stepping back and doing things for yourself rather than for others. It's not that you don't, because Taurus is kind of one of those most generous signs in the zodiac. But now this year, it was about more looking out for your interests, not about your kids, not about your mate, not about your other people, but what Bessie's going to do for Bessie. Right now, this month of August that we stepped into, you woke up and said, you know what, I don't need this, I don't need that. And you've probably been looking at a couple of people or situations in your life that says, you know what, I don't need you guys either, and you're back to back up. And that's what's been happening.
Wow.
So this very month that we're talking this week is about you now saying, okay, now I'm going to get started. But yet at the same time, it's a period of dreams come true. Your best numbers are always the 1, 4, and 5, which means Sunday and Tuesdays are always your best days without exception. And your power months are always in and around February and April, followed by August that we're in right now, and November more than any other time in the zodiac. You also may wear glasses because your left eye is a little bit more sensitive than your right eye. And also it moves things connected to sinuses, allergies, hay fevers, heart palpitations, things like that. And in a minor way, some minor issues with the lower back leaning more to the left side of the body than the right.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I was just want to add in, since we do have Uranus, the planet Uranus is traveling to Taurus right now for the next 7 more years, is that if you have any kind of, I'm not sure if you have any health concerns, but if you have any health concerns, it will be mainly pertaining the heart, the ears, nose, and throat, the lungs. If not, you're probably thinking about expanding yourself, whether it's in teaching or doing some kind of arts and craft, or doing something different within your career, within how you can be a service to other people and help them. So I'm not sure what it is right now, but I will be mindful to eat more green fruits and vegetables, to incorporate that in your diet as well. Maybe a little bit more juicing, and also some minerals like sea moss, Corilla,
Wow.
chlorophyll. Those be the things that will help you out to boost your
Oh, my God.
And if you could, take a little brisk walk around the neighborhood, or go to the park, because that's where you really can, get calm at and get grounded. Go outside in the sun, in your backyard, and just get some of that, soak in some of that sun.
And I would like to add one more thing. Betsy, whoever you are, my dear, you've always attracted younger men. Not that you have to deal with them. The operative word, they've always been attracted to you. That's always been the case ever since you can remember, once you reach maturity.
Yes.
You okay, Bessie?
You okay over there? What you
Well, I know that's true. I run from them.
Wow.
A lot of the things you said was true. In fact, I do the CMOS.
Yes, you do.
And I do make my vegetable drinks and things like that, and I'm into herbs and plants, and I think that's what kept my health together so far. And with most people tell me I don't look 64, I look like I'm like 57 or something like that. So I actually look younger than I am.
And they say, Bessie, there is a God, okay?
Yeah. The one thing you said that something's coming up that I'm hoping that would help people is my book. So you write on that. I'm hoping that when they read my story, they will be inspired. So thank you. You said a lot of wonderful things, but I didn't hear whether I would have any interference. That's the only thing.
Well, here's
It
the
doesn't
thing.
appear to
Uranus
be from the
goes.
cycle you're in. Well, at least from mine. Astrologically, what does her chart say, Kaya?
Well, the fact that Uranus is going to go retrograde on the August 15th, so that's going to put you in a state of mind where you're getting more downloads, more insightful information. So it's kind of like you're taking a backward step. So maybe when you're writing, you're going to go back a little bit. You're going to incorporate some of those things you did in your past into this book so you can get more in-depth information. And I would just say just take your time because it's going to be retrograding until January, like around the 10th or 11th. So then it's not always a good time because we have Mars that's coming up in right behind the retrograde of Uranus, which is going to be on September the 9th. So I would just say get all your writing done. May want to do a pre-order, but I wouldn't really not advertise, but promote my book yet in a retrograde because sometimes there's always some mishap or things going on. I would say do it for the new year and do a pre-order, pre-sale if you're about halfway through your book already because you don't want to be caught up in the transit of the Mars retrograde, the Mercury retrograde, Uranus retrograde, Neptune retrograde. All these retrogrades are here. So I would just say take time to adjust yourself to that and just put that information in your book.
And you know what's interesting, Betsy, is that I was going to say the less you reveal about your projects and plans right now, the better there will be less interference in your affairs because they're always going to be haters, okay? Jealousy, envy, and insecurity. If it ain't one thing, it's another. So less is more. The less you keep them out of their business, the more you'll be able to get done in fine order. So by the time they wake up and see it, it's too late to stop you.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. You all are blessed.
God bless you, Betsy. Thank you so much.
And I know my brother hit a record, so congratulations, my brother, and you know I love you dearly.
I love you too, Sister Bessie.
Thank you for having them back.
Absolutely, Sister Bessie.
They are really wonderful.
Sister Bessie, Sister Bessie, tell everybody about your show and when your show is.
Well, I'm Sister Bessie. The name of my show is Sister Bessie's Front Porch. I'm on the last Friday in the month, and I'm on at 9:30.
I like that, Sister Bessie's Front Porch. We're gonna have a nice conversation.
All right, thank you, Sister Bessie. Love you. Okay, I think she's gone. All right, it's 10:34. Brother O, is it that time?
We are okay. We are okay. We got one more caller before Ngozi time. We're going to take that caller right now. Caller number 7. Amazing, right? You're on the line right now with Know Your Rights on this historic night of championships right here at O&E with the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people of numerology.
Who am I speaking with? Hello?
Hello?
Yes. What's your name?
Angela from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Okay, wow.
Angela, can you hear me? Huh?
Yes. Yes, Angela.
Uh-huh. I'm calling from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I am also a host on the ONE Damon Network. I have a show that's called Walk in Purpose with Angela.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice.
Thanks for joining us, Angela. What's your birth date?
Would you like to share your birthday with us?
Sure. April 1st, 75.
Notice, see, Terrell, you may
one.
not have noticed how many number 1 or 9 people have called in today. Very, very powerful numbers. And Angela, I will tell you up front, when you were younger, you attracted older men. As you reach this level of your womanhood, they're getting younger through no fault of your own. You know what struggle has been about. Nobody can come and step to you how they carried you, because the last time you checked, you carried yourself, thank you. You've always been forthright, honest, been focused and determined to succeed. And you got the kind of birthday you can't be stopped. And with a 5 sign and a 5 number, it means you're full of action, full of energy, very proactive in getting things done. So if you've been in relationships where the guy just talk that talk and not walk that walk, you've had them walk somewhere else, because you don't play that, okay, for the most part. This year is the year where all your dreams are going to come true, but the real part is in the fall, where then you begin to get the opportunity to really jumpstart and get out on your own, to do the things you've been wanting to do. So if up the road, months ahead, you've been thinking about starting a business or an enterprise, due for a raise or promotion, or stepping out on faith simply, the conditions will be just right for you to do just that. Your lucky numbers, by the way, are the 1, 4, and 9. And Sundays and Tuesdays are always your best date, like today. Kaya?
I would say for you, you have come to the, what they call it, the end of the road with everything, with, all the fulfillment that you have accumulated since you were 27 and on up, because you've been around a lot of marketing, sales, public, and working with public relations, maybe even TV or radio. But this particular cycle that you're in is about coming into your own. It's like a big moment for you this particular year, and you can feel it, you can sense it, and it's about really getting everything done. If you want to build that foundation, like, you have to build this strong backbone foundation. So you have to get all your team members and players on board, get all the framework going on so you can walk into your purpose, step into your destiny, because this is like it right here. And you're doing, like, maybe connecting, doing some finances or some kind of big enterprises going on. Also, this is a year where you have some kind of separation is going on within either your personal life or your maybe getting retirement, or you walking away from a job to pursue something else different. So you have very, very great potential here coming in this year, and everything comes coming in head by the month of September, beginning of October. You find things are like a brand new kind of thing that's going to happen for you. So if you have any old debts or anything out the way, make sure you get those cleared out the way as well too. Wow. Wow.
How was that, Angela?
Wow. That's all I can say is wow. That's all I can say is wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. My show is on every 4 weeks on Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. And again, it is Walk in Purpose with Angela. And thank you guys so much.
Outstanding.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you, Angela.
And I believe it's in Ngozi time, Brother O.
We want to thank everyone tonight that came on and be able to share knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through a way of numerology. This is part 2. And I believe that Kaya and Lloyd have become family members of Rooney Dynasty.
Absolutely.
And they share truths to people. Not just a form of numerology, but wisdom and that knowledge. Again, understanding of people, time, and place. It's very important in this very tumultuous year of 2020. But 2020 is what you make it. Yes, we're going through a pandemic. Yes, we've been through rioting, or what they say, civil unrest. Even in your own home, domestic violence went up. Almost 67% in this country. We don't even know around the world, but we're talking about in the United States of a miracle. This is the United States of a miracle, okay, because of all the things that's going on in our society. Let's stay strong. Let's stay totally transparent for our own healings in our life and for the people around us. And, of course, Terris, one more thing I say tonight, very historic night. The second host in the history of this network to have 22 consecutive all-time connection records. The first new host to have 23 all-time connection records. We have something called Oneanas coming up. Terris already understands how I feel about that. And it is our most sacred night, our third annual Oneanas presentation brought to you by Looking Glass Entertainment. And going through a year that I have 2 nominees for the Hall of Fame, Antonio Bass and Lee Bakatoon. Looking at Terris right now have a Hall of Fame performances of broadcasting brilliance. I want to say to him, personally, as CEO of this network, thank you so much for just being on time and being there in a time when we all need guidance and truth. So, of course,
thank you.
We come back on tomorrow night on these stations, of course, with a BevNat Classic. The Pattersons are dealing with a family issue, and they will not be on tomorrow night. And so we will bring them back on from a show that we did in 2014. It will be an archive of a commitment to excellence. Tomorrow night, the opinion from, you ready for this? October 17th, 2014. Tomorrow night right here on these ONE stations, of course. Beverly says advertising to ONE Wichita Deli and Goes Enterprise. It reaches, of course, at www.lookingglassentertainment.wordpress.com, as well as Ngozi Primetime One at webnet.com. We're Ngozi Time, both at Twitter and Instagram. Oladeli Ngozi at Pinterest and Google+. Oladeli Malay Ngozi at Facebook, as well as our business page, Know Your Rights, as well as the historic Beverly Nation Online Radio, established 2013. Any comments, suggestions to our wonderful programming tonight? Lay.gmail.com, and I am your mother and father's favorite producer, Oladeli Malay Ngozi, saying good night and good luck to all the folks out there on Force Radio that support us on a constant basis tonight. Terris Strength, you have 2 minutes and 42 seconds left to go in the program.
Thank you, Brother O. Just want to thank our guests tonight, Kaya and Mr. Lloyd Strayhorn. Could you please tell the audience how you can be contacted, what you have going on? This is your time. Kaya, you go first.
Kaya, you first. You first, Kaya.
Okay, yes, my name is Kaya French. That's KYAFRENCH is my website. As well, my Instagram is Know Your Number. So the E is a backward 3. Also, I want to include very short that we have Pluto and Capricorn. Like you just mentioned, we in violent situations. So this is the last time to get it right, to remove yourself from that debris and move forward in your life, so you don't need any more of that violence in our home, because we need to see great, better families. And we don't need our children to see that neither.
All right,
Lloyd.
Lloyd.
And I'll wrap mine up by saying you can reach me at Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. For the newbies, it's spelled LLOYD-Strayhorn, STRAYHORN. Go to my website, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, to sign up for my online numerology course. And by the way, both Kaya and I have free monthly newsletters. So if you go to our respective sites, you can get her free newsletter, or if you go to my site, you get a free newsletter. All you do is leave your first, last name, and email. You can leave your birthday. That's up to you. But you will get the monthly forecast for the month of August. And I thank everybody from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much, Brother Terrell and the entire family there. Just made this show very possible for us.
Thank you very much. And I'm your host, Terris Strength. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Thanks for having Kaya French and Lloyd Strayhorn. And remember, family, always, always, always know your strength. Signing out. See you in a month.
Hey. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
All right, family. I want to thank the Facebook Live audience for joining us. It's been an interesting time. Of course, I have Brother O calling me right now. I'll see you guys in a month. Very interesting show coming up next in the month. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. See you.